Friday edition of NBL Now to round out a big week. The latest in our mid-season report cards coming your way this morning. There's a little bit of news floating around the NBL. We've got our Summer Shootout teams locked in, and we're focusing on the Illawarra Hawks this morning. No man better to do that with than Damon Lowery. Morning, Damon.
JP, my man. Good morning, man. Now, JP, that's not your usual bunker. Where are you? Where do we find you at this morning?
Coming to you from the great state of South Australia, Damon. There are a few places on the earth I enjoy more than Robe, down in southeastern South Australia. Beautiful weather here at the moment, so just a couple of days to get away. But even when I'm away, I can't be too far from you, so I had to just make sure I checked in this morning.
Nice.
Let's jump into it, and let's jump into some of the news. Of course, our Summer Shootout teams were locked in last night. The boys from Overtime guiding us through that. Format here is during the month of January, every team that is on the road picks one of those road games they think they will score the most points in. That team that scores the most points out of our 10 wins $50,000, and a fan has the opportunity to win $100,000 via the NBL app and the NBL website. I will run you through the teams, Damon, and then you can just tell me what jumps out to you. So the first of these two games are on the 4th of January, best day of the year, if you don't mind me saying that. Melbourne United going to Adelaide to play the Adelaide 36ers, which is very spicy indeed. And the Sydney Kings take on the Brisbane Bullets in Brisbane. So they have selected those two games on the 4th of Jan. Then we go to the 10th of Jan when the 36ers play the Jack Jumpers. They've picked that matchup. The Wildcats 2 days later go to Tassie, and they've picked the Jackies as well. Sunshine Stoush, 17th of Jan, Taipans away at Brisbane. The 18th, so the following day, New Zealand are at Southeast Melbourne at the State Basketball Centre. Both of those games have been selected. The Hawks go to the Taipans on the 23rd of Jan. They pick that matchup. The Jack Jumpers go to the Phoenix on the 25th. They've picked that matchup. The Bullets against the 36ers on New Year's Eve. And then what a way to ring in the new year. The other New Year's Eve game as well is Southeast Melbourne and the Perth Wildcats. There's a lot of permutations, a lot of machinations among that. I can see the cogs ticking over in your head, Damon. What do you make of who those teams have picked? What stands out among those matchups?
Can you just repeat that? No, I'm a kid.
How long have you got?
First of all, I don't know who the specific brain trust word that organized this Summer Shootout, but kudos. Well done. This is a great idea. What I like about it is I get to call you out. Just like on the playground, we playing one-on-one. You go, oh, you think you can beat me? Let's go. So what I like is the teams that get to obviously make the decision. So now you get to watch teams go, we'll take the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers. Why? I have no idea why anybody would do that, Joe. Why on earth would anybody want to go to My State Bank Arena in Tasmania and challenge the Jack Jumpers and run up the score? That just don't make any sense to me, Joe. Perth Wildcats did it. I think Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, they might have done it. So, yeah, you can forget. I mean, it's a bad idea. Ain't no other way to say it. They haven't lost a game in My State Bank Arena. And you already know how they defend the island, how they grit and grind. They've been offensively anemic, but defensively has never been an issue. Although one game the Illawarra Hawks got a hold of. Other than that, they're tested, they're proven defensive team. So those two teams, you ain't getting $50,000. Sorry. The other games, though, Joe. Melbourne United, Adelaide 36ers. You thought this fight was over with. Oh, no. Now we're about to fight for some cash. I love it. So Melbourne United, go to Adelaide. Adelaide likes to get up and down. They like to rack up the score. So I can see it being a high-scoring game, but it's going to be extra spicy because of what took place in the John Cain last week. So that'll be good to see. And my last big tip, my actual tip, if I was a fan, if I was in this competition, Illawarra Hawks in Cairns. Illawarra Hawks going to put at least 96 points on the board. Cairns, we don't even know who's going to be on the team by that stage. Well, I should say we don't even know who's going to be playing at that stage with the injuries that they have. So the Hawkies for mine to take out the big cash.
You can get involved with that, of course. Check out the NBL app, the nbl.com.au for all the details. The Boomers were in action. A couple of international teams we know with NBL representation across this FIBA window. They played Thailand yesterday in Bangkok, beat them 101-48. So it was pretty much a no contest. I guess the couple of newsworthy parts of this, Jacob Chance, of course, his first effort as Boomers head coach. Chris Golding, who had 27 points and made 9 threes. So, I mean, why even bother making a 2-point field goal? Chris, I don't really see much point in that. Just hit 9 threes for your 27 points. Ben Henschel was good. All the usual suspects contributing. Jacob Furphy getting some run. And the other interesting note out of this is Josh Bannon rolled an ankle. So we'll see how that transpires for the Brisbane Bullets. But those just off the sheer numbers and what took place in Bangkok, what did you make of that for the Boomers?
Yeah, I thought, first of all, credit to Thailand for holding Australia to under 150 points. I thought it was going to be way worse than that. Credit to Jacob Chance for getting his first start, driving the Australian bus. He did a great job. I like the way he gave everybody equal minutes. Everybody got a good run. The young guys, the debutantes in Will Hickey, Lachlan Albrick, they all got their run. Kyle Bowen. So, yeah, it was good to see Jacob Furphy. It was good to see all those young guys just get a taste of what it's like for international competition. Chris Golding, man, what are you going to say? I mean, it don't matter. It don't matter where he's at, Joe. He could be in Melbourne. He can be in Bangkok. He can be on the back course at Mill Park at Whittlesea Stadium. It don't matter, man. The dude can shoot the ball. So the people of Thailand got to see his show. So, yeah, and Rocco Zagorski, he got his couple of dunks in. So, yeah, now it was an all-around good hit out for the boys. Unfortunate for Josh Bannon because the Brisbane Bullets cannot afford. Somebody need to go and check on Justin Shooter right now because I'm sure he's beside himself because they need to be fully fit the way they're playing right now. They seem like they generating a bit of momentum. So any delay to Josh Bannon coming back playing would be a major blow.
Yeah, absolutely. New Zealand were in action yesterday as well. Sam Wardenberger, good performance. Corey Webster had 25 points. They played the Philippines at the wonderfully named Mall of Asia Arena, which is, I think, one of the more pleasing team names. And then Hyung Jung Lee was in action for Korea. We'll see Ethan Almanza in action for Spain, Karim Lopez in action for Mexico. So stay tuned to the NBL app and the nbl.com.au for all the details on those international games. Now, we have business to attend to. We're going to do our mid-season report card for the mighty Illawarra Hawks. And, of course, there's some really good things happening in the Gong over the course of the season so far. They started out red hot. They're right in the mix as we head to this mid-season window. What's the biggest positive for them so far this season, like Damon?
The collective spirit that they play with, Joel. Now, they're arguably the team in the league with the best team harmony. Now, I'm not just talking about guys that get along and like being around each other, because every team probably can say that. But I'm talking about guys that are so comfortable in their roles. They know who's driving the bus. They know who's in the back seat. They know who's riding shotgun. Everybody is comfortable. There's nobody wishing they were something that they wasn't as far as their role goes. Justin Tatum has done a stellar job in getting that message through to all the boys. And you can tell it the way they play. They genuinely, Joe, are excited for each other's success. I think that's their biggest positive. They got about 8 guys in double-figure minutes. Could be closer to 10, if you round it up a little bit more. But now I like the way, like I say, their collective spirit is the biggest thing that jumps out to me.
What about the biggest challenge for them so far?
See, they can sometimes, Joe, get emotional. They can sometimes, when they are at their worst, they can get caught up, Joe, in the drama, in the theater of it all, and lose focus. I saw it happen against the Melbourne United in Wollongong. I saw it happen in Adelaide. I was calling that game. They just kind of lose their way a little bit, can be kind of easily distracted. That's a big challenge for them, so you need to sort that out and just remain locked in. And they haven't beat anybody a major scalp. Other than the Kings, the Kings are officially no longer a scalp. They're not a scalp, Joe. Illawarra Hawks own the Sydney Kings, own the Freeway Series, 2 nice wins. So that's not an issue. I'm looking at you're gonna have to beat Perth. You have to go to Perth and win. You went there and Perth put up 113 points on you. You're gonna have to beat the United. So I need to see major scalps falling That's the biggest challenge for me.
Yeah, I tend to agree
Did I
that.
say that we own the Sydney? I mean, did I say that they own the Sydney Kings?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, just and just sort of double down on it for quality, which I like. I should a little bit of housekeeping too. They get to the break third, so they're 7-4 on the season, 3-2 at home, 4-2 away. So and yeah, started out the season absolutely on fire. What's been the biggest sort of surprise for you so far in their season, Damon?
It's not a surprise for me as much as it's a surprise for Australia and Derek Rucker because Dave O'Hickey is balling. Dave O'Hickey, I got to spend some time with, like I said before, in the 3x3 space in the Asia Cup, and I got to see him up close. I got to be around him off the court. I got to just to pick up on his vibe. Highly impressive. And I knew talking to him then, and Todd Blanchfield, who was also there, that there's something brewing special with this Hawks group. Now, Davos just came out and just picked up right where he left off last year. If anybody out there that thought last season just was one of those aberrations, it is clearly not. Dave O'Hickey is in the mix for Sixth Man of the Year. His plan, his defense, he fills up a stat sheet. Now, there's some elements of his game obviously he needs to improve. He's still young. He needs to work on his shooting. He's not shooting the ball well from anywhere, really. 3-pointers, free throw line. But what he gives this team defensively, the intangibles, Joe, and that's what's really I love about Davo the most. And like I say, his spirit, man, is beautiful. So that's a surprise for Australia. But for me, I saw it coming.
Yeah, I like it. And coming off a big season with the mighty Border Bandits in the NBL 1 East as well in Albury-Wodonga. So full of confidence and rightly so is Dave O'Hickey. So that's the surprise packet. What about the MVP so far this season?
MVP, if you'd have asked me this a couple of weeks ago prior to Trey Kell getting hurt, it would have been Trey Kell, but by a whisker. But Tyler Harvey is the team MVP, without a shadow of a doubt. Averaging 17 points a game, just like Trey Kell. But Tyler's played every game. Tyler is in the 50, 40, 90 club if you round him up, Joe. He hasn't missed a free throw. He's 50, what is he? Some massive, crazy number from three-point line. I think he might even be close to 50%. So Tyler's playing the best efficient ball I've seen him play since he's been here. I know he had that one breakout year, but I just feel like this is more of a surgical, methodical, cold-blooded, calculated Tyler Harvey we're seeing. And, Joe, he's playing on the other end of the floor. He's playing defense. He's picking the ball up full court. I can see the effort that he's displaying. So without a shadow of a doubt for mine, it's Tyler Harvey, Hawk MVP.
Yeah, 46% on the season for Tyler Harvey, making 3 threes a game, 17.5 points a game. He's having a magnificent season and just continues to improve his game in really impressive ways. What do you want to see over the back half of NBL 25? I can imagine where this might go, but what's in your mind?
Look, like I said earlier, they're going to have to beat some of the top dogs, but I need to see Sam Frawley again. Now, I don't want people to think that, oh, man, Damon's always going to Sam. I'm a humongous Sam Frawley fan, and I just want to see him at his dominant best. And right now, they're sitting third, and he's averaging 6 rebounds a game and caught up 14 points, 14 and 6. Now, those are not Sam Frawley numbers. I still feel like they can win a championship, even if that stays like it is. But those monster Sam Frawley games, I'm asking for more. How can I not, Joe? This man is just walking the streets of Wollongong with way too much talent to be letting teams off the hook by only getting 6 boards a game. It's just not enough. And let me just say one more thing about what I like about this Hawks team and Justin Tatum, what he's done. They have a scoring hierarchy the way they go about their points. Now, even though Tyler and Trey Kell are the leading scorers, it's inside, outside. Justin Tatum keeps it real simple. We go inside, you got to send a double, we kick it out to our shooters, and they go to work. That's the style of play. It's none of this equal opportunities, pass the ball around just for the sake of it. They got a specific target. They use it. They bring in H.J. the Korean sniper off the bench, and immediately he gets shots. Sometimes we watch other teams who got good shooters, and we don't know when the hell they're going to get another shot. We know the way Justin Tatum plays. He goes to the hot hand. and it's inside, outside. I love it.
All right, so let's get the red pen out. It's time to mark this report card, Damon. What's your grade?
B minus, a B minus. Now look, 7-4. Yeah, those two great wins over the Sydney Kings, but the loss to Perth and lost by giving up 113. Defense was real shaky, and the Adelaide 36ers can't beat them. Can't beat them at home. Can't beat them in Adelaide. So for that, they grade dropped right down to a B minus. I don't like the way the two Joes sometimes they in the back of the class and they're getting a little bit distracted. You know, they just back there causing little skirmishes. They're not fully paying attention to the teacher. So I need to see them maybe move closer to the front of the class and really focus. And once that happens, Joe, the Kinker Tape parade in the goal is gonna go off.
That would be fun too. I'm glad you're not my teacher because you're a hard marker, a B minus for a team in third, 7-4. But it's probably worth revisiting the fact that at the start of the year you said they'd win the chip. So is that sort of in line with that expectation?
Yeah, I'm grading them high. I mean, they're my preseason pick, and I still believe that. And like I said, throughout the season, there's going to be ups and downs. And right now, a little bit of down spots. But their next 5 games, Joe, is going to tell the tale. The next 5, they got to go after this FIBA break. I think they got New Zealand. They got Perth twice. They got the United. And I think maybe, Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix. So those 5 games right there, we'll see.
You've done well to reel those off. So you're pretty confident that they still can challenge for the championship at the end? Like, where do you see this ending up?
Now, right now, I got Melbourne United, Illawarra Hawks in the championship series.
Ooh, yes.
Hawks in 5.
I think we deserve that. I think as a basketball public, we deserve that series based on what we've seen the last 2 times they've met. And their next meeting, I think 13th of December. So we're sort of building up to that on a Friday night in Melbourne as well. So that could be all kinds of tasty. I love the way you run the rule over the Hawks as always, Damon. Thanks for your time. Enjoy your weekend and look forward to seeing you in person soon.
All right, man. Do the same. Catch some big fish over there.
I'll do what I can. I won't, but I'll catch some big weed fish, and that'll be good. Thanks for your time, Damon. Thanks for your time here on NBL Now as well. More mid-season report cards coming in coming days, so stay right here, and of course on NBL app and NBL.com.au.